A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the Predator EUROTOUR Turkey Open live from the Miracle Resort Hotel in Antalya, Turkey. The game is 8-ball and our first match is between Ika and Doni Echeverria against Kim Soo Garmark. It's a race to 7, alternate break every 2 breaks. There's a 35-second shot clock. It's a cool shot, of course. I'm Mark White and calling the shots with me in the commentary box is Tim de Ruyter. Hello, Tim.
Yeah, good morning, Mark. And I am very excited for this match, actually, because, well, we now have arrived to the EuroTour, and not all the players from the European Championships have stayed, and some newcomers coming into the field. And Garmark, actually, is someone I know. So that's going to be fun. I'm not too sure if he actually, like, how well he plays 8-ball, but rotation-wise, he could definitely give Echeverria a good match, so... yeah, definitely looking forward to this one. I think this could possibly be a close one.
Let's go then. First match of the day for us. Echeverria to break off the first of his 2 breaks. Disappointment, Tim. Look where the 8 has gone.
Yeah, it looks very messy actually on the top side of the table, but I do believe all these 5 balls in the top right corner, they might go. Besides the 2 ball, maybe the 2 doesn't go by the 4. So... it looks like he's shooting the 6 into the center. Going straight down to pick up the 3 ball. If the 2 doesn't go by the 4 mark, he will have to get himself straight onto the 4 ball at the end of the rack in order to still be able to get to the 2.
Yeah, Garmark from Denmark. Well, yeah, he doesn't believe that one, Tim. I don't believe it either. Simple one into the side. Just missed it. Just shows you there's no such... I think all the stripes go, Tim. There's no problem with any of the stripes, is there? It's just picking your way through them in the correct order, which, of course, 8-ball is all about.
Yeah, gotta be careful though. If he leaves himself too big of an angle on the 12, he might push the 4 or the 2 ball, push it over in front of the 9. The 9 is a little smaller to get on.
Yeah, so on this 11 ball, Tim, that'll be down this end tidied up for him, and then just has to concentrate on the 3 stripes in the top half where the black is. So this is a good opportunity, but still just a little bit tricky, isn't it? He's on this 9 though.
Yeah, got the cue ball out of there nicely. A little bit more work now to do. It's landed a bit in between the 12 and the 15. So a bit more traveling. On the other side, at least, it's like guaranteed to have something on the 15 this way. So he's played himself out of the woods. Well, a little bit of a shot here maybe. To not put himself awkward onto the 8. Could also choose to draw back a little bit, maybe a ball or 2, and take more cut onto the 8. I think he was choosing this just to stay away from any trouble with the 2 and the 4.
Well. Do you know, he just didn't look comfortable on that. It was kind of a funny little stroke he put on it. kind of the stroke where he wanted to go again. He hadn't quite finished the stroke properly, Tim. He knew he hadn't hit it well. But now, of course, problems. But nice problems to have. At least he's back at the table. Yeah, how does he get short side them on? Those two balls under his cue. They have the stumbling block, aren't they?
Well, he does have... Well, not anymore. He kind of played it a bit firm. I was hoping for him to still land on the 5 ball and use the 1 ball to at least get to the short side. He might as well go off this 1 ball 3 rails and try to run it to the short side of the 2-4 already. Just so tough. I mean, you would not want to leave 1 ball near the bottom side of the table. The problem is, off this 5 ball, I think it's super tough to even get to the short side. But I guess he's gonna try with top left.
He needs a miracle at the Miracle Hotel. Doesn't get one. So it will be 1-0 to Echeverria. Races to 7 in the early rounds, and then in the single knockout we go to 9. So the second of his 2 breaks for the Spaniard. I believe he was part of the winning team, Tim, that won the European Championships teams event.
Yeah, definitely. Has had good results over the year on the Euro Tour. Most of the time the rotation disciplines. But I think it was also a bit due for Team Spain to win the teams event. And I think it's a nice title for Echeverria to have.
Black once again, Tim, in a similar position. Strange, isn't it? Second rack in a row. More or less identical place.
Yeah, this time in a way worse position though, with the 7 ball blocking the 8. And as he's going for the stripes, I'm assuming he's choosing the 9 and the 11 to get to the short side of the 8. Yeah, textbook run out so far. Could even go to the right side of the 8-ball. Depends a bit on the confidence, I assume.
It was a lovely little 9-ball, wasn't it, Tim? Perfect pace, which gave him the angle to run it round 2 rails for this 8-ball for a 2-0 lead. Good stuff from the Spaniard. Now the women in action also in 8-ball. I'm sure we'll be seeing some of those matches over the coming days as well. 4-day event. So the first of Kim Soo's breaks. Remember, 2 in a row.
Yeah, very interesting break he's doing there. Seems to be working quite well.
Yeah, opting for the side break, Tim. What's the... I mean, they've split pretty well, haven't they, considering it was a side-on break?
Yeah, but I've seen him do this now. I think I've seen him during practice, or maybe his first break. I think he's copying the break they used to do in the hay ball. Now I am actually just rewinding to see if he hit it exactly that same way. Yeah, it kind of looks like it. Would be interesting. Definitely gives an interesting match, as he will most likely be able to control the cue ball a bit better, making sure it runs into the long rail. But we need a rack on the board for Garmark. Yeah, got that 7-ball out of there nicely. If this 1-ball goes into the side, quite... Well, it's decent to go 3-5-8. Could also play 5-3-8. In that case, you would have been... It would have been nice to be closer to the 5-ball to play that. Now it would be more traveling instead of 3-5-8. Yeah, maybe a bit too much angle. Does he have to play just a soft stun into the 12 and take the straight but little longer 8-ball? Don't think he can really draw any closer. So I think you just gotta take what you can get. Oh, he might have even hooked himself, Mark.
Well, I think he missed the cannon, which he was speaking about, Tim. I'm pretty sure he played it, but just missed it. And ended up in no man's land. I think he's got the edge of it into this corner pocket. But this is so difficult now. Oh, what a great shot.
Yeah. Well, another thing too is the cue ball was tracking straight towards the side, even though the 9 ball was laying there. It's some. I mean, you can make yourself quite nervous on the 8, knowing that the cue ball is running so close towards the side. You know, if something funny happens, you scratch. So he definitely had to stay confident on the 8. Well, and it's the first rack he could put on the board. So it's made a difference. Now we are breaking for 2 racks, alternate break. As you can see, Galmark just had the break and now he's gonna break again. So we did not see Kim break earlier on, but I probably seen it in practice. He was there quite early before the match. Yeah, he does that on purpose, Mark. The only thing is that scratch in the in the top left in this view. That scratch occasionally happens.
Yeah, it's the Hayball break, isn't it, Tim? What they tried to do with the Hayball break was replicate the full-on break, which of course they banned. You had to break within a 6-inch marker either side of the table, so they took away that full-on break, but they tried to replicate it by driving the head ball straight back. But as you say, there is a chance of a scratch in the top right-hand corner. But he's played it well both times. Well, that isn't very well though, is it? It's his second kind of unforced error, Tim, in the match so far.
Yeah, who would have thought to see Echeverria at the table so soon in this rack? Now, I think he actually could go either way. He's going for stripes now. The 14 to the bottom left. Would be nice to actually land on the 15 early. That's what he's trying to do right now. Because if you take away the 15, it does open up the 12. Or you go 12, 13 up to the 11. And then use the 15 to get to the 8. But I actually do like to play the 15 now. But he's maybe queuing a little bit over the 12.
Could play it now, Tim.
Yeah, he's not. I was gonna say he's not considering it, but I'm glad he's actually went over to look. So 15, 13, 10, 11 possibly. I mean, there's just so much traveling in these last 3 balls coming up, and it's easy to not land perfect on the 11 when you're playing into the sides. So there is a little bit of risk. Obviously, the more you travel the cue ball around the table, the more it could go wrong. Has landed with the wrong angle on the 11. So he's kind of forced in taking the 10 on, unless he goes to the top side or leaves himself a big cut. Or bigger cut, I should say. And then another shot to travel the cue ball to the other side of the table. Crossing the positional area. But nicely done. Could have landed on the rail. Hasn't. So it's going to steal one from Kim. And does have the next 2 breaks.
Yeah, so important to win the lag, isn't it, Tim? It means you have the first 4 of 6 breaks, which can be huge, can't it? Scratch off the break, which means ball behind the line for the first shot. Must play something out of the kitchen area.
Yeah, I gotta say, the table looks to be breaking quite well, and also the spread has been nice. The 8 ball not blocked so far, or not so often. Yeah, I think it's quite a reasonable pattern for him to play first the top side of the table. So 15 uses the 11 to travel down table. Can play himself in an area where he's gonna have multiple balls available.
He's on every single ball there, isn't he, Tim? That area there. Can play any ball he wants.
Yeah, it's gonna stay on the bottom side. No, I thought he was possibly gonna use the 9 first, stay on the bottom side of the 13 and run 1 cushion up. So we'll have to play this with draw. I don't think he can go into the rail and out. A little bit of a shot here. Now, should always be able to get this, but he's also has to move perfectly up to still cross over from the 14 onto the 8. I mean, the difference within 9 ball and 8 ball is the fact that in 8 ball you have to make your own route. Players are under the shot clock, so it's more difficult. But it's so easy to fall with the wrong line or a bit too straight. And it's small little details, and well, so far I've been mentioning a couple of those details, but they're still managing nicely. Kim is hanging in there nicely, Mark.
Yeah, it's game on, isn't it? Both seem to be playing very well. Just 3-2, one rack in it. He does have one more break to come. Iker and Doni from Spain. Four days of action, guys. We've already had, I think, what is it, Tim, 12 or 13 days already? Sticking with centre-ish.
Well,
yeah, nothing
a
down.
dry break. And look at that cluster, Mark. This is going to be a juicy one.
Yeah, caught them slightly off square. Hit them quite hard. Eight ball again, Tim. Moved up table. If he does take solids, he's going to come into play, but he can play short side on the 2, I believe. It does go into the bottom right as we look now. Just going to take care of business up that end of the table first. Although he would like to leave one there, Tim, wouldn't he, for easier positions to the 8, or is it not really that important?
No, I think the 8 is so much wide in the open. I'm far more worried about the 2 balls in the bottom side of the table than anything else. Does the 2 ball go to the bottom left? Is that maybe a way for him to develop the 2 balls?
Yeah, I think it does. I saw on an earlier angle that it did actually pass. So he could use the 2 to get on the 3. But is he looking to get prime position on this, Tim, between the balls and play the 2 to the bottom right?
I am not too sure. Well, let's see. I mean, I cannot imagine he's played for this window from this angle. I would say it does not go.
Bit of spin, maybe. Bit of left spin.
Yeah. Oh, nice shot. That did not go. Really, he made that go with a lot of left spin. Nifty shot right there from Garmark. A chance to make this 3 each.
Perfect view there, wasn't there, Tim, of the cue ball turning the blue 2 over, altering the angle. Very, very good shot. He's played these very well indeed. So all square then. Two breaks
Yeah, also
now for Garmark.
does own a pool room actually in Oslo. Now I'm not actually sure if that's the Oslo Billiard Club he has on his shirt. But let's just give a little shout out to all the pool rooms in Norway, especially the ones in Oslo. I know he has organized the Oslo Open, or at least that was the same place, so I'm not sure exactly where. But he does get some table time in. He's playing very well in this match. It's only a race to 4 at this point, Mark.
Yeah, somebody told me they actually call pool rooms salons, Tim, in Norway. Is that correct?
Well, I guess one of the good things about this break is if you manage to have a dry break, you're always going to put the cue ball near the top short rail, or most of the time. And you just limit the options for your opponent. Echeverria couldn't really go for any stripes, so he has picked the solids. Now, I think there's a chance to land on the 3 ball somewhere in this rack. But how to get on the 4, and I just glanced over the 8, and I don't think the 8 is... No, I don't think it does go to the bottom left. So from this position, I'd rather... I mean, I might not even go for the run out. Like, I'd rather start, like, you got the solids, that's fine, and then you kind of make a problem for your opponent somewhere. I mean, it's just super risky, especially with the fact that you need to land on the 3 ball to the bottom left, and then also the 4 ball. He's gonna use the 5 ball to get to the 4 in the bottom left. I'm just wondering what's he gonna play on the 8.
Oh, he's lost the cue ball.
Yeah, but I mean, he just had to land so perfect with a bit of angle on the 1 to do something with the 8, and I just really didn't like his odds to run this rack, and he's going to put to distance. The biggest problem is the fact that Kim can play so much more defense with so many more options on the table.
$7,500 to the winner. 3,500 in the women's event. Oh, nice shot. That's euros, by the way, guys, not dollars or pounds. It's euros.
Oh, that definitely works for the EuroTour. Did he? No, I think he's just fine. A bit straight on this 10 ball though. Yeah, just gotta make sure he leaves himself straightish on the 15. Doesn't want to fall with too big of an angle. I think he has. I kind of prefer the 15 over the 14. Because if you play from the 14, 1 or 2 rails up to the 15, you have to avoid the 1. You have to land kind of straight, otherwise the cue ball will be moving even more.
Yeah, very impressed. come from behind this 8 ball to lead 4-3 with a break to come. Good stuff. Oh dear, why is he... Why did he try and roll it in like that? Why didn't he just stun it in and be done with it? Really decelerated on that. Oh.
I can imagine him trying to play a bit of a safety of mind, but Echeverria now fluking the 8 in early, still losing the rack. I think he just played with the element of save in the back of his mind, but kind of pushed the cue ball instead of striking the ball, and yet still wins the rack, takes the lead after being 3-1 down, and he's breaking.
Nice red arena for Turkey, the flag. Red cat as well. All looks very posh, doesn't it, here at the Miracle Resort and Hotel. Break working again for the Norwegian.
Yeah, this is so far been a major turnaround. He's now on the solids. The 1 does go to the bottom left, the 5 does go to the bottom right. Should be fine to go to the top side of the 4, so 6 run into the long rail and back out. 4 in the bottom right. Now I think I would like to play 1, 5 and then the 8, because imagine if you play from the 5 to the 1, you still have to make sure you come back up enough. Oh, he tried to stun around it, didn't have to. Could still work. Could still work if he plays 3-5 for 1-8 or 5-1-4. Leave yourself a bit longer on the 8 ball, but after the 8 he just missed. That would be a bit scary, I guess.
He's got to play the 4 now. Can stun across. Left hand side rail back over for the 1 to the bottom left. Bit short, Tim.
Yeah, and he's gonna hit the 8 quite full. Now I think if he plays this medium pace, think the 8 could land just under the 8. Under the 10, excuse me. One rail under the 10. He's even going to bank the one ball off the bottom short rail back up. Yeah, too much focus on the 8. And the gift for the Spaniard.
This is the racks you've got to steal to win matches. He's okay. So good rack saved. We're level at 440. We've got ourselves a race to 3 now.
Well, all tied at 4. Seen a couple mistakes left and right, but overall, I think a steady first round match. Now, we will have the EuroTour the next, well, including today, we'll have 4 days of EuroTour. And it will be 4 rounds a day on Pro Billiard TV, so make sure to stay tuned. Make sure your notifications are on, because we will have plenty more action, and I'm very curious to see he's gonna come out on top, especially in the 8-ball discipline, a bit newer. We've always had 9 or 10 ball in the EuroTour, but now 8-ball, yeah, I mean, it definitely changes the mix. Different players will be coming out on top, I feel. And a good break for Echeverria.
Yeah, Mateusz Śnigocki has got to be one of the favourites. He took the 7-0 win to him earlier on. He'll be one of the favourites. Great 8-ball player.
A bit in between actually with the cue ball this time. Has to play the combination. He is kinda back on track. I would like to play 11. Draw up for the 14. And then a 9, 15. Probably the 8 into the side. Just think the 7 could come into play. Let's say you're going 2 rails and you catch a piece of the 7. You're not on the 8 ball, or it's not going to be a great position on the 8.
Big shot here. Oh, look at this for a shot, Tim.
Yeah, great recovery, and that does get him one step closer. Nice out. Still needs the 8. There you go. And another break following for Echeverria. So could put himself onto the hill first.
Now then, Tim, I don't think there's a pool fan in the world that didn't see one of your countrymen yesterday, Quinton Pongers, in action. Simple question for you, foul or no foul?
There are so many ways I can go on this. I mean, usually in a match, I would look if they're frozen. If they're frozen, you can do what he's done. But you always tell your opponent, hey, look, the balls are frozen. Now, if there's an active referee, either the referee himself will look, or you will have to look and tell the referee, can you look? Because I think it's frozen. But either way, someone has to mention the fact that they are frozen before you do something like this. So I have a feeling, I mean, obviously we are not there, so we don't know if he actually mentioned something to his opponent, to the referee, to anybody, or if he just checked and said, oh, they're frozen, and then he played. In that case, I would say it's a foul, because you could technically bluff the fact that they're frozen, right?
Yeah. Well, that was a bad miss on the one there from Echeverria. So Kim Soo back in with a chance to level things up again. Are there any problems, Tim, on the solids?
Oh, he's got that little cluster with the 4 and the 5. I'm not sure if the 2 ball goes into the side, but the 2 definitely not one of those balls to connect to the 4 and the 5 ball. Could play a bit of both, actually. Then again, he's landed quite awkward, and we've seen him miss a shot like this already with the soft base. I think the 2 ball is worse than the 4-5, but yet. Oh.
Speaking of referees, here is your referee. Nothing like a bit of added pressure, is there? Nicely done. Played that very well. Wasn't easy at all. Well played, Kim Soo.
Well, he's not there yet, Mark. Because the 2 ball only goes to this bottom right, I feel. So he needs to give himself a little angle. And then now maybe 2 rails, top right spin. To get in between the 2 and the 14. Oh. Well, now suddenly he is looking at playing the 2 into the center, right? Either way, I would have loved to take away the 2 ball early. If it does go to the center, I'm surprised he's kept it so long. I still like the 2 rail position though. Because when you're playing into the center, you can leave yourself a wrong angle, left or right. And you might not even get onto the 8 ball, so. Really starting to not play the side pockets as much.
I just wonder, Tim, was he trying to get on the 2 ball when he left himself awkward over the 2 and had to play the 3? That's what I was thinking at the time, but he's landed okay on this. Now, can hold this. just straight enough. Ooh. Referee called in once more. We hadn't seen the referee, Tim, until we started talking about the Quinton Pongas episode yesterday. Good shot. Best of 3 racks. It will be 2 breaks for Garmark. There you see the 3 tables in action. All of them are on Billiard TV. No commentary on 3. I believe that is Mr. Bel Hassan, isn't it, on table 3? Our good friend, fellow commentator. Yes, Benjamin Bel Hassan. Well, I wonder how he's doing. He's actually 3-2 up over Mikko Räikkönen. He does favour this break, Tim, doesn't he? He's sticking with it. There's the cue ball again, zigzagging.
The biggest issue with this break, Mark, is the fact that you're mainly aiming on the 2 balls behind the 2 balls on the second row of the rack. And if you do not get those, and if you can see the 4 ball did stop quite early, got a little nudge and still didn't make it, that's where you're only betting on 2 horses instead of, if you break from the center, possibly 4 or 5. So it's a bit of a risk. It does help you to control the cue ball a bit better, so I understand the choice. But now this is massive for Echeverria, who can still put himself on the hill first, even though it's his opponent breaking.
Pretty straightforward pattern here, although he's fallen a bit funny, Tim, on this 9 ball now. Just slightly too far. Can go forward with a bit of right, or can come straight back. Oh, there, just leaving it there. Tim taking his medicine, isn't he?
Yeah, just the 8 must go by the 3 ball. So in that case, top left, not too much left.
Very nicely taken, got out of position just the once, but recovered it pretty well. Took a longer 13, still finished perfectly on the 8 ball. It will be the second break in the sequence for Kim Soo. If you're wondering about the tables, guys, they are tapped. There's no template or triangle needed. Special little template is used to make little indentations into the cloth where the balls sit nicely. Gives you the perfect rack every time, or so we hope. So coming over to the side once again. I know he's going straight on Tim, look, this time. He's changed the break. Dry last time. Interesting, Tim. Brave as well.
Yeah, probably disappointed that last break come up dry. And this is bad news, Mark. Foregone Mark.
Yeah, caught them very badly. Went across to the left or the right as we look at the one ball, of the head ball. I wonder if he can get his plan right here, Tim. Could very well be the last rack. But what is the right plan?
Well,
for solids.
He thought the right plan was to open up that 11-3, and I kind of liked it. But he's missed that 6 ball into the side. Yeah, he can't believe it. I cannot believe, actually, the fact that he's missed that into the side.
Yeah, whenever you're trying to dislodge something, though, sometimes your eye can just deviate to the problem you're trying to solve. You take your eye off the ball and play across it. So he's been given a chance to stay in this winners round 1 match. Just about 45 minutes away from our next round, due start time. 7:15 is the next round. For me, that is, of course. Not for you guys. It's 15:15, 3:15.
Uh-oh. Does he still have the one into the side?
It's tight, mate. It's tight. That's his only hope. And traffic for the cue ball, Tim, as well. Drawing, is he? To the side rail. Back out. It's a bit thin.
Yeah, just one shot where he lost the cue ball, found the gap through everything. Now look at this, the 11 connects to the 10, so he doesn't have to go under the 8 anymore. The 15 brings him to the 8 in the bottom left. So if you can land in the area where you have the 9 in the side. Oh. Well, it doesn't matter. Can still run up to the 12 first. I just would have liked to go 13, 14, 15, 8. Could still play the 9 at this point, but obviously there is a bit of nerves too, so it's not like 8-ball multiplayer pool where you can just, without pressure, play the shot, which might look a little bit more angle or less angle. Yeah, he's landed nice on this 9-ball though, so he has recovered. Just straight onto the 14.
Well, Garmark has certainly put up a good fight in this, Tim. From 3-1 down, took the lead. So a little stunt off the side rail. And it should be match over. And it certainly will be. This 8-ball. And the Spaniard, Andoni Echeverria. Nicely done. I think overall, played slightly the better pool. Shaking his head. He's not too happy, but he's through. It will be the one lost side for Kim Soo. Thanks so much for your company, guys. We'll see you back here at 3:15 local time from Tim De Reiter and myself, Mark White. It's bye for now. See you soon.